What's up, guys? This is Jason Lipshutz from Billboard.com, and one artist you're definitely going to want to pay attention to in 2015 is Ella Henderson. Her hit single Ghost is #1 in the UK, and it was co-written by Ryan.
Hi, my name is Maanasi, Natarajan, and I'm the editor-in-chief of the Voyager. I'm here with Olivia.
I'm the features editor.
The features editor. And we're sitting here with Jason Lipshutz, who was Mr. Bound's former student.
It's true.
And he is now the senior music director of Billboard Magazine. So,
What's up, guys? Hey.
we wanted to interview him and ask him a few questions about how he got started working in the music industry, I guess, or writing about music, and ask him a few questions about his job and some things that he's encountered throughout it. So,
Sure.
Do you want to tell him a little bit about yourself and what you do?
Yeah, very quickly. I graduated from Eastern in 2006. I went to the College of New Jersey undergrad as an English major and journalism minor. Interned at a bunch of places in New York during my college tenure and got hired at Billboard in 2010. I was at Billboard for about 5 years, and then I left for a year, came back, and I've been back for about 2.5 years. I am now the senior director of music. So that's it.
Cool. So the first question that we have is, what are the differences in journalism now versus when you first started? Like, the shifts and how it works.
Well, when I was a student in Mr. Bound's class, I don't think social media really existed at all. Like, I don't think Facebook was a thing yet. Twitter hadn't been invented. Instagram certainly hadn't been invented. So I think in terms of journalism, and obviously you have more traditional forms of journalism. Newspapers still exist, magazines like ours still exist, but in terms of the importance of websites and especially the importance of social media in terms of capturing video, in terms of telling stories and interacting with people, that's become crucial to journalism.
The next question we have is, did you have a role model journalist or a figure that inspired you to do this?
Oh, that's an easy question. Obviously, Walter Bound was my role model. Well, obviously, Mr. Bound helped me a ton in my early career as a high school student. And in terms of actual role models as music journalists, I think that it was less about a certain person that I wanted to aspire to be and more about a group of people who were writing for some of my favorite websites, talking about music, writing about music in really compelling ways that got me to where I am today.
And that kind of goes along with our next question. So do you have any experiences or interviews that you've had that have shaped your experience as a journalist?
That's a great question. I think that any time in my early career when I was interviewing an artist, when you start out, and again, this is when I was still in college, starting to interview artists, you have to kind of take a million swings of the bat to get to a place where you're comfortable. And I wouldn't say that there was one particular artist that got me to where I am in terms of an interview, but it just was interviewing and interviewing and interviewing. It really is kind of like a practice type of thing, where you have to hone your craft and figure out the best way to approach an interview subject. So yeah.
Has anyone made you starstruck?
Has anyone made me starstruck? I met Madonna a few years ago. That was pretty crazy. One of my favorite, I think I would say my all-time favorite band is Talking Heads, and I met David Byrne a couple of years ago. I interviewed him, and that was pretty surreal for me. But yeah, at this point, I've been doing this for so long that it kind of takes a while. Maybe I'm just jaded, but it's always fun to kind of see someone who's a little bit larger than life in person and be like, oh my goodness, I'm standing right here, or I'm talking to this person. So yeah. Oh, actually, the last person I interviewed that made me starstruck was Bono from U2.
Mm-hmm.
I talked to him for like an hour. That was pretty crazy.
So do you have any artists that you would still love to meet?
It's funny, we were just talking about Lady Gaga. I've never interviewed Lady Gaga, never met her, just has never happened. So Lady Gaga, let's do it.
And I guess we're going to the last few questions here. Did you ever consider yourself being a musician or a performer, someone who loves music so much?
No, I don't think so. But the funny thing is that actually about a year and a half ago, I started taking piano lessons. Not to become a professional musician, but just because I always wanted to. I think that it's never really too late to pick up something that you're interested in. And, it also, as someone who writes about music, I wanted to learn more about the craft of music and music making. I only knew kind of the basics of different arrangements and progressions. So to be able to do that has been a lot of fun.
I just want to know, do you attend a lot of music festivals like Firefly, Coachella?
I do, yeah. Less so now. When I was in my 20s, I went to Coachella a bunch. I've been to Bonnaroo, I think maybe 6 or 7 times. Been to Firefly, been to Lollapalooza. All the major ones. So yeah.
And I guess this is gonna kind of get into like our last 2 questions. We're high school students. We talk a lot about going to college and like the experiences that we're gonna have after high school.
Yep.
So I guess one thing that Mr. Baum has been like a huge influence on, I think all of us, is telling us that it doesn't matter where you go to college so much as what you do with the experiences when you get there.
Very true.
So would you credit like your success in being at Billboard and like all of that stuff to yourself or to your experiences while you were at college?
Definitely my experiences at college. It's funny because I had the choice to go to either the College of New Jersey or NYU, and I chose the College of New Jersey. And because I liked the flexibility that it gave me, I commuted up to New York twice a week, and I hustled and hustled and hustled. And you're absolutely right when you say it doesn't really matter where you go, it's what you do with the time there. Interning, making connections, networking, getting practice as a writer, as an editor, as a journalist, that was much more valuable than where I actually went to college.
Cool. Is there anything else you would like to add?
Shout out to Mr. Baum. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Jason.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys. This is great.
Thank you.
Hey, that's me. I'm the pop editor of Billboard.com, and I've got the hottest dance moves in town. Well, maybe not.